Greetings and Chatelet once again. Last knife of the day here. This is the Protech Godfather with a 4-inch blade, and they call this one blue and black. So the scales or inlay here is a black G10, but it has some nice texturing on it. Almost feels like one of those slightly hard rubberized things, but this is G10. You get the marbled look here on this aluminum. I guess that's aluminum. I don't know if that's anodized or one color or what, but I like that kind of marbled look right there. And it's on both ends. Has a very nice black pocket clip. One thing I didn't like about the pocket clip design was that it's topped by the 3 screws in bright stainless, and if they would have just managed to get some black screws in here and everything else, and it would have been almost invisible in the pocket, since the blue part's kind of dark. The action on here is, of course, automatic. And I want to say something about the automatic action on here. Let's get this so that it doesn't impact anything. Ready, deployment here. So, do we get that in the frame? Let's try that one more time here. Ready. So anyway, you need to get this butted up against your hand pretty good so it doesn't fly out of your hand. Pretty strong spring in there. The video camera doesn't really catch that real well at that 30 frames a second. It looks a little softer on video when you see the result, but it's a pretty strong snap. And okay, here's the deal. I call this I guess a plunge lock. That means you have to push it down to get the blade back in, just like you push it down to get the thing back out. Now, I don't know if you can see this on the camera, but you can see where the let's see, get a good grip on here. You can see where the button here is depressed all the way to get the blade in, and if we close that very, very slowly here till it clicks. Ready? Come on, little click here. There we go. Now the blade's in there, click, but you see the button's still depressed a little bit. So if I push on this blade a little bit more right here, I can see the button come up. Yeah, I don't know if you saw that, but the button definitely will stay in a lower position. In fact, the good news is that when you have a thing in your pocket, if this thing presses down some, you can press it down quite a ways without the knife deploying. And you can get it down almost to the very bottom here before it finally deploys. And then if you, once again, push the knife blade back in, you see the button come up. That's pretty clear. So, I don't know, it's a good safety feature for that. But it means that if you have this knife and you want it to be fully closed, take best advantage of the safety, and push that knife blade all the way in to make sure that button comes all the way up, and you have less chance of it going off. Very small chance, I would think, because you have to really push that down deep to get that to deploy. And this particular knife here has 154 cm, which is I guess a good grade of steel, better than that Chinese steel, but not as good as the whatever it is, S30V, S35V, those kind of things. And you'd have to look at the knife chart, the steel charts, to really understand what that means, and what's best for cutting and what's best for retaining sharpness and corrosion resistance and all that kind of stuff. But I have a kind of almost a spear point type of blade here. This is a real classic switchblade here, the Godfather. It's a big one. I had the several of the Protech. God, what do they call them? They're not the Godfather. They're not even the small Godfather. They're the whatever the heck they are. They had those little flanges on them that look like I don't know, an ancient sword type of thing. And they'd always catch in my pocket, so I eventually got rid of them. But anyway, they had this thing here. It was it was only $223. These are not expensive considering the quality of them, which so it's a pretty good recommendation here for this knife. I mean, the other one was like $250, the smaller one, and of course, it's a big knife. It's very big. It's not extreme. It's not heavy for its size though. It's only 3.8 ounces. So that cricket knife I had was 3.3 and a very small knife. In fact, we can see them side by side here. there's the Cricket, which is 3.3 ounces, and then the Godfather 3.8. And Godfather is huge compared to this Cricket here. So anyway, but it feels pretty secure in hand. Yeah, pretty good. I think the weight's fine for its size. So I'd give us a pretty good recommendation. And another thing about the pocket clip, what I like ideally in a pocket clip is deep carry. Where the thing comes, where the part that your pants catch and everything else comes all the way up to the top. So the clip would actually be mounted in the top of the knife and then go over the side like that. That would be ideal. At the very least, I think they should put some black screws in here. And I have a preference for these black blades. But great knife. Good recommendation. And thank you very much.